Okay, so let's try to do some final thoughts on Labyrinth. Well, if you see my playthrough, you saw that I was quite ecstatic at the end because of the ending. It was, it was like they changed tactics in mid-play, so that was quite phenomenal. Yeah, so there's also a way to adjust difficulty for solo play. You can up it so that each plot it places 2 instead of 1, and every time they recruit, they get 2 cells instead of 1. All of the above plus 3 more cells than troops allow for major jihad, so they don't need 5 plus, they only need 3 plus. Infectious level, and then the US cannot ditch its last card, which can be devastating. Or the last level, then even a failed jihad does not remove any cells. So they will quickly then will get their cells out. So yeah, of course you can make these adjustments. Excellent game. Fantastic. I really enjoy it. For solitary play, I haven't actually played it 2-player. I'm sure it's quite fun 2-player as well. So I'm mainly a solitary gamer. So great stuff. It is impossible, of course, to talk about Labyrinth without talking about these beasts. I mean, you can clearly see where because Labyrinth was the first game, and then the designer Folko Runke developed the coin series, which are 2 examples here, and it's of course it's obvious where there are similarities. They have these cards, you have the same type of markers you put on the boards, and there are events going on, but that is really only the similarity. I mean, this is a global setting. Here is just only Cuba, and I mean, have a look at my playthrough if you want to see how the coin game play out. So this is Cuba, and this is of Afghanistan, but this is, I mean, twice the size of Cuba in terms of components and map size, and both games are much longer than Labyrinth, I would say. I mean, at least I use more time when I play Cuba Libre, because there are more bots here as well, so you have to do the bot thing 3 times per round instead of just 1, because this is like a 4-player game. It's a fixed 4-player game, so you need to have bots where you don't have players. I played the 2-player game where we have 2 factions each, and we have 2-player game where we have only 1 faction each, and we play the bot. I don't know. It takes some time. I mean, if you sit down and have the time and invest the time in it, the coin games is very rewarding, and you have to sort of live into these events and read them and sort of, I mean, try to imagine what is going on. So in that sense, it's much more well, comprehensive than Labyrinth. I actually prefer Labyrinth because of the playing time, but also because of the theme. I mean, the global theme is really something that speaks to me, and there's basically it's politics more or less. So I really like or are engaged with the theme. So if I sit down for a solitary game, I would choose Labyrinth over the other ones. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure I would do that. Not that I wouldn't play the other ones, I would, but it would take longer time. But now, I mean, you need to have a setup. Now I have a setup where I can actually leave the games up. So now these games may get a bigger chance, because time is a big issue when I play. I often just have 2 or 3 hours tops, and that's just too little for Cuba Libre, at least in my experience. All the games I highly recommend it. The production value is excellent. You've seen it in play. Thick card stocks, fantastic components, beautiful maps. Only gripe I have is the cubes. I mean, I'm not particularly very fond of cubes, so for me even cardboard tokens with soldiers on would be preferable than cubes, but okay, be that as it may, it is cubes. I can live with that in these games, so highly recommended. Probably my favorite games for solitaire at the moment is this series. Go out and try it and have fun, and thank you for watching, and if you like what you see, hit subscribe. See you soon in the next series.